Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? This is Rob Gauthier the ET Whisperer. Hello, hello. Now, I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to get in. Please, please, please feel free to use the chat. The chat is the best way I'm going to see what you say, and it's the best way I'm going to be able to communicate back with you today. We've got some topics that I want to cover, and then, of course, we get Aridif. Hello, Crystal from Facebook. How are you doing? It's good to see you here. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah. A lot of stuff going on lately, and I really want to talk about it, but I want to wait till we get a few people in here. So we've got some stuff to say. I want to say hi to everybody, too, as I can. As everyone's coming in, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can hear me. Crystal replied to me, so that means you can hear me. I'm glad to hear that, Crystal. You're not doing too bad. That's great. Well, thank you guys for coming in today. Hello, hello. It has been a while. I wanted to come in tonight because I could, and because it's an amazing, amazing night to come in and chat. What a magical day today. Today has really been something special. All the way around. Hello, Aaron from Vancouver. Hello, Tichitan. Hello, Ryan. Oh, yes, Crystal, everything. It's all relatively right. So thank you guys for coming in, popping in, saying hello. We've got a lot of people here starting to pile in. I'll give it a few more minutes, guys, just to wait for everyone to pop in. How's your day going? Mine's been magical. I'm going to talk all about it. Share a little bit about how things are moving for me and how things have been working in my own personal life. Luciana, hello, how are you? Long time no talk to you. Nice to see you. Yeah, how's your guys' day been? How's everything going? And mind you, if you do comment, there's a chance I'm going to put you up on screen to share a comment, so beware of that. If you don't, especially those of you on Facebook who are using your real names, that's definitely something I want to make sure you guys know. I'm sorry to hear that, Crystal. Breakups and death still weighing heavy. I can understand that. Those are two really, really tough things. Ryan said today is pretty crappy to start, but got better. That's wonderful. Tinfoil Hatter, hello. Here's a shout out to the Yell and the Whispers and everyone. Beautiful. I'm going to put that up. I love that. Thank you. Tinfoil Hatter, hello. How are you doing, friend? Feeling fabulous. A great day indeed. Aaron, beautiful. I love to hear that. Wonderful to hear that, guys. All right, we got some people in here, so we're going to get rocking and rolling. Lambros, hello. Yes, it's been a while, my friend. It'll be great to chat with you. It's definitely good to catch up with a lot of people. You weren't late this time. Tinfoil Hatter has had really bad stroke of luck catching our live streams. It's mostly because I do them when I can. Wow, yeah, that's definitely a thing for people. Yeah, guys. So it's wonderful to see you. Wonderful to see you. All right, we're getting up to 20 people. We can start rocking and rolling. Today, what a wonderful day it's been. It's been a great thing. And there's something that I have just noticed in people in general lately. And that's going to be that there are lots of new beginnings for people and a lot of hard changes that are going on in people's lives. The one and only Mary Gauthier, the most absolute wonderful person in the history of Earth. Well, one of them, as far as my younger sisters go, she is the best in the world. How are you doing, sis? Mary is a thread that holds us all together. She hasn't been able to do a lot with us in our work here lately because she's been taking care of my mom, which is part of the story I'm going to tell. And now my mom's doing better from her surgery. There was a surgery that was supposed to take a couple weeks for her to heal well, and it ended up taking around 6 weeks. So it's really been rough on my mom, really rough on my sister. But my sister's the number one person in our life who helps us in the day-to-day operations, whether it be here, whether it be with the kids. Really wonderful. Thank you, sister, for showing up tonight. I love you so much. Love you with all my heart. And tell Walter Mellon I'll tell him the story either tomorrow or after I get done with the live stream. Who knows? I might even tell the story here. We'll see. Probably not the whole story. I had a really crazy thing happen to me on the way home, guys. It was really, really crazy. And talking about wonderful, beautiful, best people in the world. Look at this. Kalina Angel, the one and only, my beautiful sunshine, love of my heart, my beautiful wife and mother of the greatest burglar in the world. Hello, hello. Oh, what a great day, guys. I know it's not been great for everyone. I know sometimes when I have a bad day, it can feel like someone's bragging when they're like, oh, yeah, today is pretty much the best. I'm always happy for people, but sometimes like, geez, I wish I had a good day. So I'm going to quit saying good day. Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate that. And to Kalina, Mary says hello, sis. All right, beautiful. Yeah, it is good to hear. It is good to hear when we have all these experiences happening. So let's dive in a little bit. I talked to you guys, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it publicly or if I just mentioned it to our Patreon people. I do tend to talk to our Patreon people a lot more because I'm talking directly to them, twice a month. And I usually don't do a ton of live streams, at least since the years began. I've been doing more videos, editing and releasing. But I did mention that I've had this thing going on with my throat. And it's like a fatty tumor that developed a while ago. Back in 2018, I had it appear out of nowhere, and I went to look at it. And it wasn't cancerous, and it wasn't hurting anything that they were aware of. But they said if it grows, come back. No worries. Well, my voice, I think all of you guys have heard it change in the last 2 years, drastically in the last 6 months. By the end of a channeling, Aridif sounds really, really rough. My voice at the end of a channeling sounds rough. Just talking now, you can hear the gruffness in it compared to what it was, back from 2015 to 2019, 2020. So there was just something developing in my voice that I couldn't figure out what it was. And I knew energetically there was a lot of things that were happening there. Speaking my own truth on a larger level, it's an easy thing to do in our spiritual community. I come and I talk to you guys all the time, and I give you hearts to hearts, and I tell you how I'm feeling and thinking about things, and on social media, our Discord, all of that. So it's been easier to talk to you guys about the larger things in life that are going on. But it's not always easy for me to speak about everything. Like really, really hard topics that people are divided on, I tend to share the parts that I can without getting people upset or offending. And it's not that I care if I offend people with what I say. It's more that I care about their emotional wellness. And sometimes it's needed. I know that. But other times it's about personal things in my personal life. As you guys know, my son has a lot of issues that are continuous from his birth. And what some of you might know, that our baby's already had 2 surgeries and she's only 2. But there's been a lot going on with the baby recently too, where we've had weekly things. And this is something Kalina had. She just released her first video, and I know I mentioned it in a few of my videos, but I put it in the link in the description for anyone who wants to watch it. Truly an amazing video. It's called An Introduction to an Arcturian Draconian Starseed. And it's by far hugely amazing, much greater production quality than anything I'd pumped out in years. And she just did absolutely amazing with it. It's funny because, I'm the behind the scene guy for Kalina World, right? You guys don't always see her or hear from her, but we're together every day, all day. And I usually get behind the scene, but she kept that video very private from me while she was producing it. And it was really something that I was excited for too, because I didn't get a chance. She only showed me the animation of the Ouroboros at the very beginning, and a little bit of her animation she did with her iPad, and that's it. That's all I gotta see. So when she had the video ready to upload, I gotta watch it before everyone else did, and I was just blown away. But she has an urge and a desire and a burn to speak now. She's been behind the scenes for a long time, even though she's been active and speaking and communicating through my own work that we've done here, the ET Whisperer and channel panel that both of us created together. Her own work on her own, with her own sharing, her own channeling, her own story, it's just never got out there. And it was burning for her, importantly. And so she had to do it. And that's part of the thing. Now she puts it out there, and there's still things happening that keeps her a bit at bay. So that's definitely one of the things that's been a part of our life that we don't talk a lot about. And I'm still not going to talk about it all the way. Just enough to know that there are things still continuing with both of our kids. And as you guys know, when it comes to my children, that's my strength and my weakness together. It's the thing that motivates me with the greatest sense of love in my heart. But it also, anytime some problems that happen there, creates a huge level of emotional imbalance in me. The best way I could describe it is I embrace the masculine form. I don't hide from it. It's something that I hold dearly. And part of that is helping my family. My family is my family, and I want to do what I can to make sure every person in my family is cared for. And that's not just like the old school way, even though I take a bit of that from my own family and from my own energy. It's like the desire to do more than just provide. I want to emotionally be there for all of my family. And when I see my children going through emotional, mental, or physical things that are hard, it just breaks my heart apart. I feel helpless. Like I should be able to do something. I'm a man who has an amazing ability to connect with consciousness outside of myself that seems extraordinary, even though I know it's not special to anyone. I would like to think I'm good at it. I'm practiced at it. So I have this amazing strength, and I can't do anything for my kids that are right in front of me. And it's horrible. It's heartbreaking. Same with Kalina. When she has a rough day, my heart breaks for her. Same thing. With my kids, it's just more visceral. It feels different. I'm going to take a drink, guys. Got to take care of my throat. So, going back to my throat issue, I have synchronicity. Someone tells me, we talk, and I don't normally open up fully with the whole throat thing and the reasons why I haven't had it taken care of and the energies behind it. But just one day I open up to this person who was having a session with me, and I just told her about everything. I don't know why. I was called to it. And like I say, I'm pretty open, but I don't go into these parts of my experience very much. And she happened to have all these similarities in her life and gave us great advice on some things with Lily and, just in general. And then my throat topic came up and I went into that in depth. And she's like, I have a friend who works in Michigan as an ear, nose, throat doctor. He's one of the best. He works specifically on voices. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Needless to say, I drove 3 hours this morning to go all the way. Alexandria, Cali, my dear friend, we see you. We love you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm not reading as I'm going. I'm just trying not to catch myself too far off the rails. So she connects me to this person. This person said, I will do what I can for you. Come to my office. And then I find out his office is in a suburb of Detroit, pretty much. Like one of those towns that connect to the towns that connect to the towns. A 3-hour drive from my house. And I'm like, what have I got to lose? He offered to waive the fees for himself and only had to pay the fee from the building. It's a shared building with multiple people working. So, the equipment that they might have to use, anything like that. And I said, okay, that's fine. I didn't have insurance. That's one thing I had talked to this person about. That's why I hadn't got it done. Medical insurance, so costly, and they don't cover anything. So basically you throw out $500 a month or $700 a month until you need about $100,000 worth of medical procedures, and then they'll start covering it. And it's like, no, I don't anticipate on having those types of needs. So you're basically throwing money away. And so anyway, I go and I see him today. And it was a 3-hour drive, and the 3-hour drive was just really intensive. I haven't spent a lot of time away from the baby. I haven't spent a lot of time away from Kalina, my son. And today, my sister was there able to help us. So she said, don't worry, we got this. Between us two, we've got Jeremy and the baby. Just go take care of your health. I said, sure. So I go, and the ride up there just starts very, very differently. The sun was shining. It finally got warm. We've had patches of warm here in Michigan, but there's still piles of snow in the fields and in the parking lots. But it was good. I had to take my jacket off. I had to turn off the heat. And the weather was clearing. It was beautiful blue, clear skies. The sun was shining down. Just put me in a good place really quick. And I'm going down, and music has been my thing. For the last month, it's been the most therapeutic thing in my life. If it wasn't for music, I probably wouldn't have been able to kind of pull myself out of the thinking processes that happen in my own self when I go through this with my kids. And that's helped me tremendously. And I listening to all the old music, 90s music, gangster rap, heavy metal, rock and roll, oldies, whatever comes on the satellite radio that comes up on the favorites. If it sounded good, I listen, and that really helped the energy flow. I called some dear friends and caught up with them. My brother, Scott, he's like a brother to me. We grew up together. I called him and talked to him for a little bit. And our dear friend William, who helps us with Patreon. I called my mom. I called my dear friend Dale. So I had some time to reach out to people I haven't had a chance to talk to. I've been buried with doing what we need to for the kids. So it's like a really weird place of not having that to do. So it opened me up to focus on these relationships with these people that I've neglected. When I get free time, I don't use it the way I should. It's always been an issue, but it's just more intense lately. So calling everybody and getting ready. And I don't have an expectation. I just know that I'm going to meet this guy who, out of the kindness of his own heart, is letting me come into his office to take a look at me. And apparently this person has people from the country fly to him because he's a voice specialist. I said, what is your profession? And I said, I'm a metaphysical radio network owner, event coordinator, and a professional channeler. And they said, oh, that's really neat. What do you mean? I'm like, well, I do broadcasts from YouTube. I do them as a podcast, which we're going to be starting back. But my main profession is channeling. It's a new age metaphysical practice. And it involves using my voice and broadcasting and recording. He said, well, that's pretty important, right? So needless to say, I'm not going to take you through all the boring details of all of this. But they did a test, looked at my throat, did the horrible thing where they stick that thing all the way up your nose and back of your throat to look at my vocal cords and had me make some certain sounds and noises. And we got done. He said, well, we've got great news. The first thing, that lump that's on your neck, it's cosmetic. It's not causing any of this. It's not causing a problem with your voice. Secondly, the issue with your voice is that some muscles are weakening, and they're doing so for a lot of different reasons. And he went over, like, coffee. Having too much coffee apparently is an issue. I didn't realize. But he said, if you go to like a speech therapy, probably 6 to 8 times, you'll learn enough where you can just continue practicing at home and you'll get your voice back. And I was like, holy crap, get my voice back. It's amazing. And then I thought of the implications of that energetically and how much energy I had just released in that small 3-hour drive and how much better I felt before I ever got there. And then I hear this noise and it's like, wow, it's amazing. So it creates an opportunity for a new start. A place for me to heal the things that energetically and physically have been problematic for me. And I've been learning too. It's funny. I hear these things from Treb and Aridif for years, and I practice them when I can, and sometimes I can't. But hearing them in different perspectives is always amazing. It always brings me insight. And I saw a video about a blind man explaining what the world was to him. And that helped me start trying to remember how much we put the emphasis on the internal experience, what's going on inside of us. The world lensed through the perspective of me. I'm going through this because my children are going through this, and it affects me in this way. And Kalina is affected by this, and that affects me, and this affects me, and all of these things that were directly, intentionally expressed through my own conscious mindset from a singular perspective of just internal thought. And how much of that is what creates the energies, the feelings, the emotional resistances that are just continuously taking all of us on roller coasters, but me specifically for that experience. And it was amazing. Just the insight helped me for the last couple of weeks on that. And it's amazing. It's amazing how the little perspectives change big things, and how much we can know from the spiritual practice that we live and what we do and don't take in with us. I want to also pay attention to what's around me. And I've noticed a trend happening in our community too. And I think we should talk about it because it fits in. Hard changes that are happening with people. A very well-known person in the ET contactee channeling metaphysical community has been recently and more frequently talking about Jesus, up until the point where they announced that they are full-blown Christian and that all things in the New Age are lies and deceptions. Really going to that place um, that all of us are familiar with who've been in Christian households or homes. That place that says, hey, anything outside of what we tell you the Bible means is instantly, satanic, demonic. And this person has been publicly communicating with like Yaels and hybrids and all sorts of these beings for years. Even I believe, and I'm not sure because I don't watch other channelers. I just don't. I channel myself. It's not an insult. I love a lot of channelers. We're great friends with a bunch of channelers. Treb and Aridif make sense to me. They resonate with me. I don't really have to go out of that purview to get what I need to as far as channel information goes. Everything they say resonates. It's supposed to. They're my oversoul. They're my guides, possible future versions. I don't really need that for myself. And that's just because I'm so integrated with the time I get to spend with Treb. I mean, I spend at least a couple hours with them, hand dozens of hours a week, 5 days a week, hour to 2 hours a day. It's a lot of time. Plus, whenever we're doing other stuff, So I get my time with Treb, and I don't really need to. But apparently, this person might have even been getting into the Galactic Federation of Light stuff, which most of you know. I wrote a pretty lengthy post about that on Facebook that was extracted from an old article that I wrote when I first started channeling, about my lack of resonance with a lot of the themes in the Galactic Federation of Light. Mostly, hey, we're going to save you. Don't worry, we're taking out the bad guys. And it's not all Galactic Federation of Light channeling that holds that energy, but a lot of it became that in the early 2010s and the late 2000s, and then resurfaced again after they had quieted down for a while and repopularized. Then it started going back into that. So automatically, the whole concept of Galactic Federation of Light just never jived with me. I never cared for it. I've got a friend who's making an in-depth topic video, Canadian awareness. Our friend Anthony is putting out a video, or did put out recently a video about it. Either way, he either will or has. If he has, I haven't watched it yet. But he's going to cover a lot of the same things that I covered in my article. Plus, he has his own information from his own guides. And the intensive amount of old backlogged articles and stuff like that. I mean, I did my homework and I lived through it and I archived it, and then I brought it back earlier this year when I talked about it. So if he was doing the channeling Galactic Federation of Light, I could already tell that I wouldn't have resonated with it, even though I've heard really loving and resonant messages from people who channel the Galactic Federation of Light. Most of what I hear tends to be in that vein of, we're going to come and save you and do the work for you. Don't worry. We'll protect you from the bad guys type thing. It's a personal preference. I know a lot of people get a lot of good from it too, or at least they find a different way in their journey. So I'm not saying if you resonated with it, there's no judgment there. Everybody needs to do what they need to do. My point is, if this person is channeling that, I don't know if they are or not. I think one of my friends said that they did, but I can't remember. Either way, this person's quite popular. I think they even have a video on Gaia TV somewhere. So now, all the new age is evil and bad. And I get it. People shift in their experience, and that's going to shift their perspective. But it's really hard for a lot of people to see. A lot of people were disenfranchised with him in general after that happened. And a lot of people also took heed of what he said and changed their own perspectives. It really is so weird for me to see this rapid shift of people. And we've been seeing it for years now. I mean, we're already at the end of this, 18-year cycle, 9 years before 2012, 9 years after Aridif Treb. They've talked about it a bunch. I've talked about it for many years. So we already knew that. But to see someone overnight shift their entire spiritual experience is very weird for me. Like, it took me only a few months to really shift some of my beliefs, but it took a year or two to really completely replant my entire old beliefs and reinstate new ones about metaphysical. And that's because I had, a gigantic reptilian being that I was able to connect with and meet with all the time and talk to him about it with Treb. So it literally took me everything to swap back and switch into that gear. So seeing someone literally within a matter of 1 month talking about Yael and galactic federations and stuff, and start saying it was all evil, lie, deceptions, it's just so weird. But it's affecting people. People seeing that person, that main person, shift their entire perspective that quickly is jarring. I mean, how many of you had friends and those friends end up just shifting like political beliefs or ideologies in the last few years? So we've all seen it. But to see someone who's at a higher part of that energy is amazing. And yes, I love what you guys are saying too. I'll put out some of what you guys are saying too. We really honestly have to assess ourselves. And I know Jesus is energy. I love Jesus. Jesus was the example of what we can all do. He was the conscious precipice of earth to show us the ability of humans to live in our fourth density self. So I really love Jesus. I have a friend personally of ours, a dear friend who's deeply embedded in the community, who's went more into the metaphysical Christian part. That I could understand. There's a common bond and link. All she did was take her energy off of ETs and focused it on Christ consciousness, which I get. So it's tough for everybody to see this big shift in this person. And that's another hard part, I guess, of living a life as a public person. What you say and do can affect other people, whether you want it to or not. To me, this person seemed to enjoy their time in front of the cameras and microphones. And that's not a judgment either. That's actually an amazing part of you to have if you enjoy that. Because I enjoy it too. Even with a camera, it's hard to do. I enjoy my communication, but you could tell this person enjoys presenting. So I don't think there's any loss off of that part of his experience, but it definitely affects other people. It's very, very different feeling to watch these people go through their shift. But this is the time we all need our shift. And this is what I wanted to talk about the most. And yeah, guys, too, I also wanted to let you guys know, some of you have stopped in and asked about Aridif channeling. Aridif definitely get a channel tonight about these subjects and talk a little bit about this. But it really is an important thing for us to see the shifts inside of ourselves first, see them outside of us. But more importantly, what do those shifts outside of us mean? For me, there's a part of myself that needs to forgive myself for going through emotional trauma. Sometimes I beat myself up because I'm not feeling emotionally well about a subject with the kids. And I'm like, oh my God, I know how to defeat this. I just have to shift my perspective, blah, blah, blah. And I beat myself up even more. I'm like, God, I've been doing this now, channeling for 11 years and I've been doing this for 2-3 years before that. Well, why can't I shift it? and then it just makes it worse. So there's always got to be a level of understanding ourselves and putting that energy behind what we need in our own experience and accepting it and not judging it. And then that's the only way we're really going to figure out what's going on inside of us. This was also something that a video describing the blind man, how he looked at the world, was something that was totally different. The energy of most of us, we have to go inside first, right? And that means to look deep and go in and see the inside. But the expression of this person was that inside, all there is that perspective of attachment of yourself to the other things. But if you focus strictly on the outside and see the beauty in it and see the wonderfulness without you attached to it, it becomes a very powerful tool, like looking at the grains of sand, looking at the grooves in a stone, looking at a sunset, a sunrise, the water, the breathing of an animal, the breathing of a loved one, just any small thing, a blade of grass, a tree. All of us understand the refocusing of our inside by focusing on the outside. So this is something I can't answer. I know what's best for me and how to clear these big things, these really tough things that are going on with people, and know how to work on it from the inside, from the outside, from both, from an opposite perspective. It's just really, really difficult to see. The people who are going through the heaviest changes seem to be the most drastic. The one thing that bothered me, I think, the most about this person in the community who was leaving, it wasn't so much that they were leaving and expressing that. They also wanted to make sure to let everyone know how everything that's in this field of energy is lies and manipulations, and how it's a hell, the new age hell that's here. Really weird. I can understand shifting a belief. I can understand being excited about it. I can understand trying to share to others, hey, this could be an issue here that we all thought about. Just the way it was expressed felt like a breakup letter to an ex that you really don't like anymore. And it just went through all the aspects of how horrible our community is. And I'm probably the most compassionate to people who are jaded by our community, because it's taken me a while, but I've got to that bad part of our community. I see it. It concerns me. I speak up now more than I used to. When I see things where, if you have teachers telling you, hey, everybody, I'm a perfect being of love and light, do what I do, you'll make it to the next dimension. You can only ascend if you do what we do, if you act like we act, if you follow this book or this channeler or this guru. Nothing good's ever come out of that, in my perspective. Nothing positive has ever been accumulated from focusing one thing on one person, one ideology. So kind of shitting on the whole community when you're walking out the door doesn't feel good to me. And I know it's probably not meant to feel good to me, because I'm still in the community that they're shitting on. And I've shit on the community myself, but it's just, for some reason it didn't sit well. And I know probably that has a lot of trauma to do with me too. It's really weird. It's just really, really tough for a lot of people. There have been some people really upset. That was their exposure to the Al Yeller, the channeling, and now they feel like, is it real? Is it not? Me and Kalina were having conversations today. I'm so glad that she's going to be doing another video, because she has some really insightful concepts about the experiences that you have and how to discern them. It's really definitely going to be an amazing thing too. Yes, this is absolutely true. Not everyone's going to be on the same path. Everyone operates at their own pace. That is true, 100%. And that's also true. It's all love. You know, all that is says that you are 100%, 100% of the time. Absolutely true. This is a beautiful point. This is what I would hope that everyone would be able to take a small piece of that and bring that with them. Does my worldview include a space for any and everything? If it doesn't, then is that something we should shift? I believe what I believe. I know what I believe, but I don't want to be the master of others' beliefs and thoughts. Yeah, a lot of you guys have jumped in. I'm going to scroll back through the comments real quick. I want to say hi to everyone before I get ready to start neutralizing and channeling. Let me take a drink too while I'm scrolling back and looking through. If you haven't said hi, say hi so I can say hi to you guys if you're here. Facebook and YouTube. All right. I think some of the last comments was where Tinfoil Hatter was. Hello, Aaron. Yeah, I said hi to Aaron and Lambros and Mary. Okay, we're at Mary, Kalina, Crystal, Aaron, John Kriek. Hello, hello. How are you doing, my friend? My Michigan brother. How are you? Yeah, John, also an amazing guy. And I believe it was John who actually talked to the host of the last interview that I did too, which was something that's really exciting. And I'm trying to double check something here real quick too. It was the Enlighten Up podcast that I was just on. Sorry, I'm just double checking something real quick. I'll put a link in that too here in a little bit. Sorry, everybody. No. All right. So bad. Okay. Okay, maybe not. But I'm really trying to find out. All right. Either way, I'll announce that later if that's the thing. But there's also the video that I did in Lighten Up was a really good chat about a lot of really good things. So if you guys haven't seen that either, I put it in the community feed. Some of you guys also, where do we go? All right, sorry. Okay, yeah. Some of you guys, when you go to YouTube, if you go to my channel, there's a community tab, and I do communicate there a lot. It's supposed to show up in your feed, but it doesn't always. So I just want to let you guys know that in case you haven't seen that. But I try to let everyone know on YouTube what I'm doing because not everybody's in my Facebook or Discord. Discord and my Facebook links should be in there somewhere too. All right, let me go back up. Where was I? Okay, I'm right here with John Kriek. Hello from Canada. Hello, Sprock. Yar. Adam Marcus, hello. Alexandria, we love you. We love you. Thank you. We love you and hello. Titchy Tan, hello. It is wonderful to see you. Oh, Crystal, hello. Yep, I said hi to Crystal 3 times at this point. Adam, Titchy Tan. Did I get everybody? Let me see. If I didn't get you and I skip you, by the way, I do apologize, but I do want to say hi to everyone. Summer Wind, hello. Eric, Eggstrom, hello. Ultima Undo, hello. What's that? Jenny, hello. Charles Z, hello. Living Nature Life, hello. I already showed that comment, so hello, hello. Kalina, hello. Mary, hello. Johnny Angel Wolf, hello. How are you? Lisa Light, hello. Discog, hello. Dawn, hello. Malik, hello. How are you? Go Malik. Marlene, hello. A lady, hello. Hello, a lady. All right. Melissa, hello. Let me see. I think Lynn, hello. I think we got everybody almost. Oh, you know what? Now I know why I know this name. I'll grab back at it again. All right, let me see something. Living Nature Life. I do believe that's one of our dear friends, and also is a new channel with some ASMR that's really wild. That's really beautiful. And I'm not sure. And if it's not you, I'm so sorry, but I think it is. So I'm going to check that too. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I know you don't want to hear me typing while we're doing the live stream, but I want to make sure that this is who I think it is without doxing them. There are very few people in the world who call me Uncle Rob. And of course, my nephews and nieces are my blood relatives, but outside of that, there are only a few. All right, I can't find it right off the bat, but I think it is. If so, please say so in the comments. AJ, hello. Lilu, hello. John Singer, hello. Yeah, that's about it. Living Nature Life. If that's you and that's your ASMR channel, please let me know. That way we can throw that down for everybody too. Here's the thing too, guys. If you guys do have a YouTube channel, we are all about community here. We can't do it tonight on this YouTube channel. Okay, that's what I thought, Kyler. I wanted to make sure, but I didn't want to dox you. All right. Kyler's amazing ASMR channel, Living Nature Life. Guys, check it out. He's in the group chat right now. If you guys have a YouTube channel, put the name of it in the chat. But also joining our Discord gives you access to a place where everyone shares their links. So if you guys have a YouTube channel you want to share, please put it in there. I think it would be really, really good to share what you guys are doing with everyone else. So if you have a YouTube name, just put up YouTube and then put in the name. I think it would be really nice for everybody to get to share their channels. Maybe put a description by the name of it and just throw it up in chat real quick, guys. I'm not going to read them all off or anything. But I'm going to get ready to... I'm going to get ready to channel in a minute. I just want to double check a couple things. Check on Clean and the baby, too, to make sure that they're doing okay. Oh, Canada loves Rob and Kalina. Yeah, we got a lot of Canadian love. Our friend Anthony from Canadian Awareness, he's been telling everybody in Canada who will open their ears about us. I love that guy. I was like, man, I should hire you to be our promotional people in Canada, man. He's got a bunch of Canadians coming over and checking out everything lately. Okay, I didn't get a text from Kalina, so that's good. Yeah, I love my Canadian brothers and sisters over there. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Almost like it was meant to be. Hello, Andrea. It's beautiful to see you. I'm glad you guys are here. Well, I am going to shut up. Jimingus, hello. Yeah, please post it, guys. Please post your YouTube channels. AJ, Southern California here. Yeah, shout out where you guys are from. We got people from Canada. We got people from California. We honestly have people from all around the world. We have someone from Latvia there, some people from Australia there, some people spread throughout most of Europe, some South American friends, Newfoundland, Newfoundlander on Discord. Oh, yes. I remember very well. We got an Alaskan in the house, Canadian, San Diego, UK, Colorado, Austin, Texas. We are blessed, man. All around the world, we got love coming in everywhere. Newfoundland, also Canada. Yeah. Okay. I did get my text from Kalina too. Yeah, Kalina's channel is linked to her video down below too. Check out Kalina's videos if you guys haven't yet. It's amazing. The channel link, perfect. Seattle in the house, Toronto in the house, Toronto. Got a lot of friends towards Toronto region. That's really right over the border for us Michigander folk. Wonderful. Haha, Vicksburg in the house, says Mary. Oh yeah. We got a Vicksburg in the house. Yeah. Amazing. Greenland. You know what, Malik? I always forget that you are from Greenland. We have to talk so much because I have been getting pulled towards Greenland and Iceland for so long. I think I've even told you this before. And I'm going to go there before I die. I'd like to live there. I don't know how easy it is. I know in Iceland you can't live there unless you're married to someone there. I'm sure it's probably similar in Greenland, but I definitely am coming to visit for an extended stay. Yeah, we need to talk, Malik. We need to talk. All right, guys. Share your channels. Love you guys. Thank you all for showing up. If I missed your name through all these, Joy V, hello. If I missed your name through all the chats, guys, I'm so sorry. I wanted to say hi to all of you, all of our Facebook and YouTube fam. I'm going to shut my face, guys. I'm going to let you hang out with some of the... You know what? Let me see. I might be able to do something here. I might be able to play a video while I'm gone. Let me check. Because if I can, that would be much better for you guys than just watching dead air for 15 minutes. See, now William, our friend, is rubbing off on it. Oh, before I see the last comment before the spiked axe. The spiked axe is the one and only Spiky. And I hope I didn't dox you, jeez. If I did, I'm sorry. I think, yeah, you said it out last live stream. Spiky is our admin of the Discord server and the most amazing human being in the world. One of the greats. He keeps the whole boat floating over at Discord. Unfortunately, I can't give it the daily love that I wished I could. So Spiky takes care of our Discord, and he's amazing. Everybody there is amazing. Yes, that is the one and only. All right. Heyo. How you doing, Jesse? Hello. All right, guys. I'm off. Oh, let me check for this video. See, I'm throwing my brain everywhere, guys. Let me double check here. It says video clip, so I'm not. I don't know, guys. I don't know how well that's gonna go. Let me see what I'm working with here. That's not gonna work. Let me see if I got any oldies hanging around here that might be possible of good use. Let me see. You know, I think there is actually a size limit to these. Yep. 10 minutes is the length that it can go. All right, guys, we're going to have to go without a video. Oops, I forgot to take that comment off here. So you're going to settle with a graphic and some music, I suppose. So let me get that in place for you guys real quick. This is a wonderful music that they brought to us called, is that the one? I gotta pop in my headphone to hear it real quick. Yes, this is called Into Space. So you guys will go into space while I go into neutralization. I'm going to put up this very good picture here to let you guys know that I've stepped out for the moment. Let me see. I'm getting my text blown up. It could probably know something important, so let me check real quick before I go off to make sure. Okay. All right. All right. I'm off, guys. I will see you in a few minutes. I love you guys very, very much. Let me see. Is this the graphic? 10 minutes. Right. How about this one? Be right back. There we go. Talking about getting to space. Let's get to space, guys. Love you. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all of your time and energy, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Give me about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be back. Aridif and perhaps Treb may also come. We'll see how that goes too. If you guys want to see Treb, oh, right here, Nicole Frolic, 2 nights in a row. I was with her last night when she premiered our interview. That's the channel to go to see that interview I was just talking to you guys about. So go check that out. I'm going to keep her name and comment up there so you guys can type in her name, check out the video, or go back to my community tab, tap that. It'll take you right to her video and channel. She has a lot of amazing guests. She herself is an amazing person. And it was an amazing thing. All right, let me know if you guys want to see Treb too. Of course, Treb. Let's see Treb's in the comment all over. And Malik, drop a way for you to contact Kalina if you can, if you want to chat about Greenland. If not, Kalina can give you her email. Anyway, I'm off, guys. Love you. Everybody, I'm almost there. I'm going to drop a link real quick to Kyler's ASMR channel. Beautiful channel. Again, Nicole has her channel. Her comments posted up here. I'll drop that channel in a minute. And I saw a comment too that I wanted to share something with. The interview that we did with Nicole. You're talking about your experience that you had, Sprock ER. There's something really great inside of that interview with Nicole that I think will really be helpful to you in your experience, transmuting things that happen with us physically that aren't great, or things that happen energetically with us that aren't necessarily great. So I think that would be a really healing thing maybe to hear, a way to transmute any bad effects that you've got going on in your life surrounding the subject. And Nicole talks about it in depth, really amazing stuff. So I'm going to drop that link too real quick, guys. This is the interview. Jamie's ready. She knows I'm ready. All right. Hide the current comment. And yeah. I'm glad the chat's vibing. Everybody's feeling good. All right. Take this slapping beat from our favorite Into Space soundtrack, which is exactly what it's called, Into Space. Bring that on down. All right, everybody. So we are definitely going to do this in 1 minute. Just a reminder to everybody. Yes, this was something I want to show you. I'll show you rather than explain it, because I think the comment stands for itself. Nicole talked about this in the show very, very deeply. Right there. So if any of you guys have had that experience, check it out. All right, guys. It was really interesting to me. It was a whole new perspective and everything Treb and Aridif have ever shared about each person with that specific situation, whether it was something you were excited about or not, and good or bad things came from that. You can always check that out. So check that out. It's really good, I think. Sprock, it'll help you with some healing. All right, guys. So after thinking about it and hearing your desire for Treb, I'm going to have Treb come in first, say hello, have a chat, and then Aridif will finish it up for the night. One thing I found by going to my throat doctor is that in a high-pitch voice, my vocal cords behave beautifully. They're doing everything they're designed to do, but in a lower voice, that's where the problems come in. And because I channel Aridif more than I do Treb now, I think that's part of the issue with his voice being lower. It's really, really tough for my vocal cords compared to the experience of having Treb, which is a higher pitch voice. So Treb's probably easier on my throat chakra at this point, but I'm going to start those voice rehabs. I think it's very good thing. So, hello, Kintron. Hello. That is a very interesting topic and one we might cover tonight. We're going to have Treb and Aridif chatting about some of the big changes that people have seen. They might touch on that subject. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely have something out on the situation with the war and all of the energy behind it. Treb and Aridif don't always look into the experience of global events on a physical level as much as they do an energetic level. For example, with the whole 2019, 2020 routine, they talked about why that experience was happening energetically for the Earth and what it meant for the growth of the planet, instead of talking about the logistic points of each, even though there were a lot of things expressed early on too by Aridif about the origins of everything that ended up coming out to be a very high possibility of that being true. It was just something that they shared from what they could see from the energy. A lot of things that are hidden in our reality stay hidden, even from Treb and Aridif, because they're type 1 beings. They won't go into someone's energy without their permission, and people who are trying to hide things tend to hide them without wanting anyone to know. So they'll never get Treb or Aridif's permission to tap into it. But there are definitely so many things on this earth that the energy behind it can be almost twice as meaningful for. Some things not so much. As humans, we need to understand logistical nature of things, but we'll definitely get to that subject also soon. All right, guys, so we'll start right now with Treb. I'm going to take another drink of water, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. New beginnings and hard changes. That's the topic for the day. And some of those things we see as reflections. Love you guys. See you on the other side. All right, let's go. Good evening to all. We understand that many of you desire to connect to the energy of what changes that are occurring in the Earth, why the changes exist within that Earth energy, and we also know that all of you desire deeply to understand the difficulties that occur behind some of these changes, but we also wish to say hello to all of you and tell you that we love you very much, and we are very excited to connect with you as well. So first, we go into the cycles of energy that exist on Earth. As all of you know, there are cycles in Earth, some that are very small, comparing to any form of time that you would understand. The daily cycle is one that is mostly used as a small cycle, but there are many cycles that are even smaller than this. There are many cycles that are much longer and much larger than this in your time of experience. So when you are looking at these cycles, each of them are dependent upon a force that exists within your collective energy. And on Earth experiencing cycles can be affected by many different varying things. As you look at the daily cycle, it is affected by the rotation of your planet around its axis in one day. And then you look at your lunar cycle, where the moon goes around the Earth in a 27.9 day region. And then you are going through the time that the Earth goes around the star in 1 year, and then you start looking at all of the other bodies that exist in the galactic energy, that exist with one another, going into just your solar system. There are times where your planets align, times where your planets are opposing one another. Many of you use the guidances of the ancient art of astrology to look at how these stars align with your planets and how the planets align with your visual concept. And it has been recognized fairly deeply by many humans that there are conditions in which the Earth exists against these cycles and with these cycles, where energy comes into higher or lesser views. For example, humans understand innately that if you are in a region where temperature differences occur outside of your equatorial region, that during the winter it is not ideal to start harvesting or to start planting, that in your springtime it is most secure for planting new varieties of vegetables and fruits and trees, and then you are harvesting this in the fall, but the winter is one place of rest. Now, as you understand, that is one cycle that directly affects, but let us speak of larger cycles, energetic cycles, and the cycles that are happening in this now moment. Astrology tells you all that you need to understand and know about where the planets align and how that energy works. But something that is not spoken of as deeply in your Earth collective consciousness is the cycle of the Earth energy itself as it pertains to the inhabitants of that planet. We had shared with all of you previously of the incarnation cycles that occur on Earth, and the smaller cycles that occur as it pertains to that energy that is known as ascension. The energy to enhance the vibrational plane in which all entities create and co-create in. This plane of existence has already occurred within Earth, and this is where that new beginning portion of your evening's topic that comes into play with all of you. You already graduated your fourth density journey, starting in that 20 and 12 at the precipice, is the official indicator for most humans that this is when it started. Some of you felt that energy in 2003, and others felt only a graduation after your 2021. But within this 18-year cycle that is finished, most of the energy for the human collective had moved into a place of unsurety to commonality or surety of the self. And when that bridge was passed, many humans upon the other side are having more difficult times finding how to start that energy of theirs, how to create the new energies of creation without knowing the past of your own experience to a great depth, with understanding that what you believed you experienced as a collective in many of your histories had been rewritten or manipulated by others who desire for you to understand this, even as far as the energy of Earth itself transmuting the consciousness of history that was written incorrectly by creating forms of mandala effects for many of you. This is a manifestation that comes from the human collective, where two things are occurring. Yes, there are energies that express that idea of humans holding bad memories or incorrect memories, and this does occur on a large scale level, but individually, because you know that you are creating that experience from a very deep portion of your own consciousness, that some of you, in fact, through a misremembering or simply through shifting your vibration deeply enough internally and externally, it creates this aura and sense of reformulating your past. We have always shared with the human and earth collective energy that when you associate yourself with your past very deeply, it creates an energetic bridge from that past to your now moment and brings along all of that baggage of what once you were. And because you say that I have associated my energy as a person who has gone through great traumas, and that is why I am not able to focus in this moment, that is why I'm not able to be productive in this moment, and those traumas are what caused my emotional feelings to become imbalanced very quickly. Now, drawing a line from that past expression to this expression is very exciting and very worthwhile for many humans. But drawing that line from your past to your now moment is what actuates and manifests that energy behind the belief energy, behind the memory of experience, to the implantation of certain thoughts, beliefs, expressions that weren't there before or that do not need to be that now. And what we mean by an implantation is that when you work with that energy of thought and misremember an idea, or have a different energy of remembering than others, what you are doing is taking that either misremembered or different experience energy and placing it deeply as a part of your written past and creating the energetic bond that it has in your now moment. Now we understand, because of your linear time, because of your deep physical presence of Earth collective energy, that if you desired to disassociate your past from yourself, it would be something that literally and non-figuratively removes most of the energetic threads from those past events, will eliminate that energy from that experience. But because you are deeply embedded in that physicality and deeply appreciate the personality aspects of yourself, the history of yourself, you can literally find forms of psychosis or forms of emotional and mental disconnection if you were to drastically change that past experience or drastically disassociate yourself, because it would feel that you are a completely new entity. And although this practice can be used for negative events or traumas that occurred, The energy behind shifting that, of course, is relative and positive and able to be done in the mindset of many entities upon Earth, but the actual experience of that energy manifested would feel very different from your experience than what you would project that experience. So what we have done, knowing that it is extremely difficult for entities that are in their third density to fourth density exchanging balance, is find a way instead of shifting your entire past or changing that energetic perspective, to find a new way and new perspective to perceive that energy. If you are able to say that, yes, that I have been through trauma, but instead of feeling harmed, hurt, and disassociated from the feelings of empowerment, you can simply express to yourself in that moment that, yes, it was a wound, but it has only made me stronger as I grew from that experience. So now you are literally taking simply the perspective of how you are affected by this past event and create a new experience for you through absolute association of only the energy of how it is perceived as well. And this will create a great opportunity for many of you to grow. If you were to be able to master that energy in a very deep way, it can take a great deal of your life and simply change the outlook on what your future perspectives may be, or what your energy in the now moment is as well. Now, we understand that changing is very difficult for many humans, and that in Earth, to change means to do hard work and to create effort and to go through that experience. And in that way, we agree that the perceiving of Earth energy is extremely heavy from an external perspective, and that growth is often associated with that energy. But now you are looking at your beliefs and perspectives, and a simple shift of these can change that outcome as well. If you were to say that the experience of shifting is meant to be fun, that even though unknown things will come to you and it can create traumas or trigger old traumas and fear, but that will only subside very quickly and be back to the version of myself that I desire to be, and can then take from that experience and grow from it as well. By doing all of these things in a simple shifting of your own perspective, brings a greater possibility of a better now moment, of a better perceiving of the past, but also by perceiving the past in an empowered way and feeling the excitement of your new now moment. To create the next moment simply creates an energy of less resistant in moving forward and manifesting as well. Now we will connect with Aridif after we hydrate, but before we disconnect, we wish to express that we are greatly excited to have connected with all of you, and that we leave you all in love and in light as well. Good night. One moment, please. Greetings, all Aridif. They are I-D-I-F, and this is spelled. We understand all of you desire to look more deeply into the constructs, aspects of your growth as it pertains to co-creating an environment that is seemingly ever-changing, a landscape that holds very deep forms of motion, waves that occur in your secular energy and within your linear energy. Now, first, understand the nature of the emotional reactions that do occur at co-creational form
You must first understand the layer of intakes that occur within you. You understand the 5 senses that occur in your physical body: your smell, your touch, your hearing, your taste, and of course your seeing. Within all of those attributes, each of these are not only an aspect of consciousness that works for you in receiving what you experience in physical reality, but most specifically, what you receive in the Earth Collective as it pertains to the natural form of desired outcome in having an Earth experience. And what we mean is that in your Earth Collective experience, your earliest forms were meant to survive in the construct of the wild, to group together, to create, to forge, to hunt, to socialize in that way. And we understand, as we say, is meant to. We do not mean that it was only intended, as we understand the set of circumstances that brought evolution and de-evolution from the human collective was outside of the terms of your own perspective of creation, but as soul consciousnesses that are manifest into the Earth co-created collective energy, all of you created the opportunity and place for experience of this sort to play itself outward in co-creation. So it was meant for that de-evolution portion and going back into the most ancient forms, technology, the most disassociated mental construct for third density entities, and emotional disconnection from source energy in the way that you experience that energy. All of you built that experience and created, and at that time, the only requirements for physical expression was your 5 senses, and of course, that 6th sense that humans understand and know was there, but extremely at the most subtle aspects. One of the reception, orientation of the 6th sense, and of course your 6th and 7th chakra inside of your body, are to receive that which cannot be seen, which cannot be felt, heard, touched, or tasted, but do so in a way that expresses the perspective and perceiving of the higher dimensional consciousness into the physical body, bringing more portions of the higher fractal conscious energy into the physical body, and obtaining that 6th sense, but in the least evolved construct of that energy. It lies only within the sense of instinct as a 2nd density animal, and as a 3rd density consciousness. That energy, instinct, turns to intuition. That intuition, albeit subtle, still exists only at small portions. Why did this not need to occur in the Earth Collective as it was perceived? And as all of you started working with later in the history of your Earth Collective, and of course, there was no need for that instinct to be high, as those that were the Anunnaki told you what you must do with your time and day, told you what experience as humans that you would have as workers for them. And the construct held a great deal of that energy in co-creation for long periods of time. And of course, this naturally grew within the human collective. The first version of humans, at the first iteration of the Anunnaki and the first inhabitants of those Anunnaki, were highly psychic. This is as if you were taken from a place that some of you are starting to go, but if the Earth all existed within that basic to high realm, psychic consciousness, and simply overturned it at night by changing the genetics, by changing the wiring of the brain. One moment, we'll hydrate and continue. By changing that organ, that is the brain, and shifting that energy it did create a form of less connection by not allowing the amount of consciousness into the body, by controlling the level of density in which third density you were. Of course, also created that experience. Now we understand consciousness at its purest form is creative in force, creative in nature, but the physical body is where the consciousness holds. The DNA is what activates and sends the signal to the body in how much consciousness is available for it. That is why you hear many entities express that you should open and activate your DNA. What they are telling you is by opening your own energy internally, you are opening the receptors in the body for more consciousness. And that the DNA itself, in the percentage of openness that it is, tells the consciousness how much is your maximum form. Now, of course, these are all written as the constructed mindset of laws that occur in consciousness, albeit there are no laws that exist. These experiences of laws or guidances can, of course, always be bent, but never be broken. So, of course, humans started working in their heart, finding love, begin utilizing that love and form to open more of that energetic form. And when they open heart and mind consciousness, it opened more availability to come from the DNA itself. There was a form of stopped activation in that construct. Anunnaki leaves the Earth Collective and humans become still growing, although in slight manners comparative to what have occurred on the Earth Collective without that resistant form of DNA in place. And the second iteration of your DNA change came from the Elohim. They took some of those blockers or resistant portions of DNA off. And of course, this created a wild spark of growth in the human consciousness, fairly quickly, in fact. And once this occurred, human psychic abilities, amount of consciousness integrated into the body raised by over 3%. Now we understand 3% seems extremely low and not exciting for most humans to perceive that they have grown in the amount of consciousness that is available in 3%. Most would say it is not worth putting into work, only to receive 3% more. Yet 3% more in the human body at that time was approximately 33% of growth. Having only 9% of overall soul essence and consciousness into the body, while the rest existed as the higher fractal consciousness and the higher dimensional construct of the human self, then of course 3% was phenomenally large. That energy integrating into the human factor allowed the opening of the consciousness to another level, and of course several iterations occur till your most recent human. Now, most humans walk into the Earth Collective between 10 and 15% upon average, mostly between 9 and 11, still to this day, growing 0.5%, growing in consciousness and evolving, depending upon what war occurred within Earth, what galactic war that broke out upon the consciousness of the Earth, what entities came to Earth and rearranged yet another form of DNA, but without having outside interference now for thousands of years, have gained access back to most of the consciousness that is possible. And that energy that you have now opens the floodgates for many of your consciousnesses at the time period that you understand as December 21st, approximately, of your 20 and 21 region, to the moment after the 22nd opened the end of that secular form and cycle of accelerated consciousness of third density, and now started the new coaster of your fourth density expression in the most full way. And although it is not accelerated, it takes that activation point where extremely high levels of consciousness in humans at 20 to 25% now opens that energy from 20 to 30%. The amount of consciousness that is integrated into the body exudes the consciousness that is behind the growth. It informs the amount of consciousness that is within to reach higher to the higher fractal consciousness, and it also works with the energetic form of growth and acceleration of each individual version and journey. Now, of course, none of you are capped in the way that you feel by our own description, where you are only allowed 30%, and that is all. Humans hold multi-dimensionality because there are races that place their own DNA in human DNA. It allowed the growth of all levels of that energy. So, of course, if you grow your consciousness and integrate 3% higher in this moment, the part of you that was a fifth density avatar version of yourself, the multi-dimensional versions of all of your higher selves that exist in higher form now become a part of your expression in your physical body. That small percentage of consciousness that expresses in turn is driving design of the earth co-created form manifestation. That part of the soul holds the balance in expression of your own desire through the free will attributes of earth consciousness. It works upon that level of energy where the greater growth of heart, mind, soul, conscious construct become integrated with those that are around them personally and their environment directly. The more that consciousness that you exude from yourself, the more that you are putting in the grid system above you, the more that you are allowing to go down into the earth system and connect to all other humans in a similar fashion. By your one individual growth, you are truly growing a collective consciousness. But by understanding the perspective that you hold and how to integrate more consciousness is drastically important in our perspective. So we will share with you quickly 3 constructs and 3 techniques that will help all of you open that percentage to a higher rate and activate more of that DNA within. One moment, we'll hydrate and continue. The first is not a technique at all. It is a technique in the way that it is constructed for the human understanding, yet it is a direction that we have shared with all of you several times. Being yourself at your highest degree possible, highly important, as it holds no resistance in the actuality of your consciousness and the actuality of your fractal self, that experience. By allowing yourself to stay in your now moment as frequently as possible, without projecting fear into your future, without projecting the woes of sorrows from your past and associate those to your now moment, by acting on all things that hold excitement levels for you, and by integrating into those actions as you work with that excitement. The thought processes that you hold are the energies that are behind the activation of the actuation of your thought energy. So by placing thoughts that are positive and least resistant construct into your energetic field, then of course the byproduct will be that of less resistance, of more consciousness, of easier and more applicable conscious integration and manifestation. Your belief systems hold the external factor, and the investment in that percentage belief also dictates the possibility of outgrowing or out-manifesting something that you do believe. And we have given this example previously. If you believe that you can make contact with extra-dimensional beings, and you hold great excitement and you do all of the correct things, then 20% resistance exists. 20% of all of the possibilities can be negative energy, or not simply a negative, but non-successful energy in the integration. If you find that you do not connect in the first time, it adds to your past version if you are not staying in your now. I have done this before and failed, therefore failure is imminent at this moment, or at least more highly possible in this moment as well. So configuring all of those energies is the first experience that we will share with you as a dedicated tool. The second tool and technique that we share with you is the visualization of internal conscious growth and higher fractal integration into the body. Simply experience the meditation form, pre-meditative state. Then, as you go into your grounding aspect and the meditative state, simply visualize yourself sitting upon the ground. Imagine yourself in a place where most nature exists, where there are fires in the background and volcanoes, where there's air that blows around you, where there's earth below you and the river next to you, embracing the construct of the elemental energy. Visualize yourself sitting upon that ground of earth, and visualize your consciousness expanding, first filling up the entire portion of the inner body. Secondly, going outside of your body for several feet, then several meters, then several kilometers. Continue that growth and expansion until you reach the entirety of the earth energy. And then, when you allow it back into your body, hold the vibrations of others, the vibration of love, the vibration of openness, the vibration of all of those energies in which you have participated with or have held excitement for that moment. And you work to the integration of the higher fractal consciousness with higher percents of the physical construct, allowing that energy from the higher self, and of course, visualization within the same regards of grounding, visualizing sitting meditation in nature. And the way to perceive the higher self is that it is an extremely large, to your perspective, would hold as an upside down triangle or pyramid, in where all of it that is above you is in a vortex that slightens down and smalls into your own crown chakra, and the rest funnels outward and upward. And it goes approximately 7 to 9 times larger than your body around you. And of course, more that energy of that higher fractal consciousness funnels into your crown, through your third eye, throat, heart, and enters your body. Now, the third tool that we will share with you, that third energy that goes towards the constructs that we have shared and the techniques that we hold, is a simple form of breathing technique and visualization with your breath. The first is experience what most humans call fast or dragon breathing. And do it only for 1 moment, simply shorter than 9 seconds in your counting. And even to go into 9 seconds will be extreme for some of you. That is a way to start clearing the breath energy. Then start going into your long-drawn, consecutive, and non-stopping breathing techniques now to fill the entirety of your airway paths with most pure visualization of white light. Then breathing out, letting that energy go, but also associating all of the chakra colors as any form of resistance that houses itself within your chakra system can be expelled by the breathing outward of this visualization. The internal to breathe in white light form of energy and breathe out all of the radiant chakra regions that hold resistance, and know that each breath in is a new experience of consciousness entering your body from source itself, and the breathing out is the representation of the ridding yourself of what resistances that you hold, what traumas that you hold, what emotional feelings of imbalance hold in your body as a release. Once you feel as if you have cleaned your energy deeply, then visualize the construct of the chakra above your head. The seventh chakra lies in the crown region, but the eighth chakra approximately 18 inches above this. This is your higher self chakra, where the higher self itself connects into the oversoul consciousness. And the oversoul, as it connects into your crown chakra, it is important to flood that energy with pale silver white energy. Now, of course, this may be hard for some of you to visualize in the aspects that we have shared, but if you take the color white and place a very pale form of silver and mix the colors, it shows you that exact form of energy. And you breathe that in through your whole body and let it absorb there. There will be nothing to breathe out as you rid yourself of that energy. So when you are breathing out, you are simply allowing yourself a reset for the intake of more of that energy and continue. All of these things will work with your energy and either directly or by proxy work with the amount of consciousness in the physical body and work with your own connection to that form of your DNA to open, expand, and bring more of that energy inward as well. Now, we will hydrate before finishing our co-creation share with you. As you are going forward to create new expressions of your consciousness, as you have worked to heal what traumas you hold and to go through your experiences and transmutation from the most internal portion of you outward, the simple greatest construct that we can share with you as you are working towards that experience with other humans is when you are going through communication, share with the depths of the heart energy and with the depths of the elemental consciousness that is most resonant to yourself. All of you can list fire, air, water, electricity, earth, self. All of you can find one of those energies and it resonates most quickly and most resonantly with you. Find that elemental energy and place it within your heart. Place a great deal of that within your heart and simply express yourself with intention. The new experience that is in front of me will be shaped to the energy that I desire the most, and I will not place an expectation on how it appears to me. This means that if you initially go into your experience and hold a great deal of light energy, simply knowing that all things will be well and have acted on excitement that has passed your own understanding, you simply sit back and watch it unfold. And from the third person perspective, with the heart of the first person perspective, and the energy of the perspective itself holding you to that no expectational form of energy, it will open in the way that it is meant to at all times. Even if you are resistant against the energy of your desire, you can create a different experience. But if the lesson that you require to learn from your lower fractal consciousness manifests itself, you will simply have greater tools emotionally, internally, to work with that construct. Allow yourself to be yourself in that moment. Allow yourself without expectations to face that moment. And allow you to place all of your heart in that moment. And no new thing should be jarring. And if they are jarring to you, it is important for the greater experience of that consciousness as well. We wish to express that as we have co-created with all of you, we find a great deal of those energies of humans that we have never perceived previously. We are watching those parts of you through co-creation, reflection. Those parts of your own consciousness that grow are reflected back into our own consciousness because we are able to see that oneness with one another. This means that as you are growing, we are able to see our own growth as well. We congratulate all of you for the growth that you have had, and we wish to thank you for the growth that you have given us as well. We will bid you all adieu for this evening, and of course, you are loved. Adieu. All right, guys, how did everything go? Hope it went well. Hey, guys. All right. Oh, man. I hope you guys are doing good. Hopefully everything went well. I'm very happy to see all of you guys coming in too. Appreciate it. Well, I am, it's already 1 a.m. here. We've got an early day tomorrow. I really felt like it was important to come on tonight. So I'm so very, very happy that all of you guys made it. I love you guys a bunch. Hopefully everything goes well with everything. I love you guys with all my heart. We'll talk soon, okay? We'll see you guys. Oh, hey, my friend Tasha here from Practice for Frequency Light. Hold on, I'm trying to find your comment. It's flying by everybody. Very, very nice to see you here, Tasha. It's very great to see you. All right, guys. Oh my God, so many new people joined. Hello, hello. Oh man, Raleigh is here. Lynn's here. Jim is here. Spike is here. Phil. Oh my God, C-Boy, Janger. A lot of people joined when I went into my channel. I'm so happy to see you guys here. I'm so sorry I missed you guys. But I'm off for the night, guys. I've got to do it. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being here. As you see, my voice is coming back to me, though, guys. I'm going to be doing my new exercises soon. And that way you won't have to hear so strained out when Treb Bor Yit-Ne talk to you guys either. It's love you guys very much. Oh yeah, you might be watching it on the YouTube channel too, Tasha. I broadcasted it from ET Whisperer and ET Whisperer channel too. So that might be only a couple people watching it over there, but the main channel's got everybody else here. All right, guys. Love you guys. Love you guys so, so much. Good night. Good night. Love you so, so much. We'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy the channeling. You guys have a good one. Love you. We'll see you on the other side, right? All right, guys. Have a good night.